Good morning there, YouTube. It's your pal Pete on the 2022 Pan America, which you probably already guessed that because you saw the thumbnail. Well, I have 3,701 miles on this. I just got back from a 2,391 mile trip, so I figured I would tell you my thoughts on how the bike did. Which, you know, if you watch some of my videos, then you would probably know that I had a little issue with the bike that Harley Davidson and the dealer just didn't even feel like doing anything with, and so I fixed it myself. That would be the radiator hose. And so I was doing that. I also had a little issue with one of the bolts being loose down on the bottom case on the left side of your foot. So I tightened all that up. So I went through the bike, kind of tightened everything up before I went on this trip, made sure everything was hunky-dory. And I'm going to give you my thoughts on it. So if you're new, welcome to the channel. If you're a long-time watcher, thanks for coming back. So, first off, on the highway, bike did great. Not a single problem. As you might know if you follow me on Instagram as well, I did have a problem with the fob, got it fixed, but was able to start it with the pin every time, which was a pain in the butt, but it worked. So make sure you guys set your pins to something you're going to remember, because if that fob ever goes on you, you're going to need it. And second, what you're got going is the bike did awesome. I mean, the fuel economy was great. I had zero issues. Not a single code, not one. The only code I have ever had on this bike is for the instrument panel. And that's it. And the bike has been running great. The bike was able to deal with anything I was able to personally. What was that? Anything I was personally able to put up to it, which was, we did some off-roading. The Florida guy, that's in another video. I'll put a link up above or down below for that, or at the end. Anyway, we did that, did another little gravel road, and me being from Florida, where as you can tell, it's very flat, or I have sand in flat. It's really about all I got. Well, the bike did great. It did better than I did, It was just, it was great. I mean, I'm saying it's great, so it must be true, right? We had a rainstorm. We were on the expressway for that, and then of course then we had to go up to the cabin in the rain, and I'll be showing you some of that stuff there. Yeah, bike did good. It wasn't too slippery. Rain protection wise, I mean, I got wet, but it wasn't terrible. It wasn't Goldwing protection, but it was better than my BMW protection. But either way, I got wet. I didn't put my rain gear on because we were almost home. And you know how that goes. So next off, we ran the back of the Dragon, which you've probably already seen that video. I've already posted it. We did the Foothills Parkway, which was awesome. This Pan America Special is...
My name is Colin. I go by Bronco Ride on YouTube. Pete, it's been a pleasure riding with you today.
You too, my friend. It has been awesome. And who else we got back there?
My name is Ty, and I go by Ty from Tennessee on YouTube.
What are you riding there, buddy?
I'm riding a 21 Street Glide CVO, having a good old time.
Awesome, man. It's been a great day. It's been a pleasure riding with you too today, this whole week, really. This road is just absolutely phenomenal. We've been truly, truly blessed today because the weather has been sketchy, but we didn't get rained on at all, except a couple sprinkles. This section of the parkway we were told was closed, but guess what? It's open.
It's open, baby.
This is Colin's first time on it. This is my first time on this bike. I was on it last year with my wife, but I was pulling my Goldwing. As you can see, the Foothills Parkway was just amazing. We had a great time. We also, Colin and I did the tail of the dragon, which I'll release a full video on that later, but I'll show you some picture now. But this baby in sport mode, firms up that suspension, and man, is it just handles so good with that sport mode. The throttle's a little bit blippy until you get used to it, because it does open up that power. So your throttle response is snappy, and you have to ride in it, I think, for a little while to get used to the characteristics of how that throttle comes on, because this bike has a lot of power, and if you're in the proper gear and above 4,000 RPMs, she's going to go for you. You're going to slow down. She's going to be full on. But any other real quirks I had with the bike were, it got hot when you're sitting in traffic, but I wouldn't say any more than any other bike. Your legs get hot because the motor's right there, but the same can be true on just about anything I've ridden. Where my BMW is, because the jugs are right in front of my feet, they get hot when you're riding because the wind blows back onto your legs. And then on my Goldwing, your feet get hot because your feet sit right in front of the engine. So it gets warm regardless. But I always wear boots, like I was wearing my full ADV suit that I have from Tourmaster. And that actually was very comfortable to ride in. I'll do more on that later, but I was surprised how comfortable I was riding in it, as opposed to even riding in this. I think I got better airflow in this, but the protection's not as good. But I'm only going on a street ride. If I'm ever going off dirt, I'm definitely wearing that suit because it gives me a far, far higher level of protection. But back to the bike. What else? The lighting was decent. Colin, my friend Bronco Ride, if you don't follow him, make sure you follow him. He has a 21 Pan America Special. And we both agree that the rear lighting on this bike is woefully inadequate. I was behind him a little bit in the rain. He's behind me, and it was all you have is this little tiny brake light, and it doesn't give you a very good rearward visibility. So I'm looking at the Denali Electrics kit for the lighting in the back, but it's been out of stock for 8 months. So if it eventually ever comes in, I might order it. But I'm not giving people my money anymore and then waiting months and months and months for product. It's just, I'm done with the whole, we'll ship it as soon as it comes in. Just give us your money up front. I don't think so. When I go to that drive-through window, I might give my money to the person door number 1, but I expect my food at window number 2. If I don't get it, they say pull forward. I just sit there and say, I'll go when you give me my food. But yeah, so that is something that could really be addressed. There's only a couple other little quirky things that I really, discovered on this where, just little quirks. Like my biggest hate, and I'm talking hate. I absolutely 100% despise the Jiffy stand. It is just, for this kind of bike, it's just freaking stupid. I hate it. We had to stop on an incline. It was a little bit off. And because the way the stand is, it's so freaking long that this bike has the adjustable height. So it sinks down. So you have to tilt the bike away. So you're already on a hill like this. Now I'm tilting the bike away. I almost fell over onto Colin because I had to get the stand out because it stands. And then, on the Harley, they're all like this because that's what they call as proprietary, the Jiffy stand. When it takes pressure, then it folds down and locks into place so it won't roll under if the bike happens to roll, which is fine on your other bikes. But on this bike, just put a regular freaking kickstand on it that doesn't move. You don't need any more moving parts on this bike. You need a regular kickstand. That is someplace a lot more secure. Holy crap, chickens. Yeah, so that would be my biggest gripe on this bike was the Jiffy stand. I hate it. But other than that, the bike is run flawless. I mean, I know a couple of people that watch my channel are maybe possibly thinking about one. And I tell you what, I mean, I know if you go on the forums, all you see is negative, 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 negative. And it's always the same people. Somebody did a poll on it, like, how many problems have you actually had? And like, I consider when I had a minor problem because I caught it early because I knew what to look for, you know? And so I went through the bike myself because I'm mechanical and is able to address those things. If you're not mechanical, really on any motorcycle, especially this kind of motorcycle, you need to have a little bit of mechanical skill because you're going to be riding it down dirt roads, you know, down hills, mountains, stuff that we did. And you could fall over, something could break, something could get bent. You need to have a mechanical understanding of how am I going to fix that in the field and having your tools with you. So that would be considerations you got to think about. But if you are thinking about getting one of these as you know, a second bike or your primary bike, you know, I've been very happy with it. Just watch those couple of things, the radiator hose. Personally, go through all the bolts yourself. You know, I mean, check all the electrical connections you can check. And you're really, other than that, I mean, this bike, I mean, I've almost got 4,000 miles on it. Like when I got back from this trip with 2,300 miles on it or whatever it was, you know, I had to adjust the chain. I didn't adjust it while I was on the road because I'm like, I'm not doing that much off-road. I'm not riding it that hard. I got home. It was out by just a little bit. It was, you know, I aligned it. Yeah, it was like a quarter turn on the nuts for the adjuster was all it took. And the thing was, it's right back in the spec where it's supposed to be. And it's a super simple process to do. There's a great video on it. Oh gosh, I forgot your name. Mike's Garage or something like that. Oh, I'll put a link to his channel because it's really good. He's a whole series of videos on maintaining the Pan America. But it was a really great trip up to VAM. We had a great time. Got to see a lot of people in person this time, which was nice because last time it's kind of like herd and cast. This time was really well. Mr. G did a great job on antenna. They with the Moose Lodge, like having everybody in one spot was great. Wasn't able to make it on Saturday night simply because we were out riding until about 6:30 at night, and by the time we got back, we were done. I mean, I was smoked because, and then I was out there with me, the rider PA, who took us on this, you know, magical mystery tour. I didn't clue where we went, but you know, it was great. So we hit the Snake, which I showed you before. We hit all kinds of great roads with him, so I had a great time. But by the time we got back, though, we were done. You know, but that's about it. I mean, honestly, if you're thinking about getting one of these, you know, it's a good contender. I mean, I know that it's like in the back of my mind, there's always that thing. Are you going to let me down? Because a lot of people are getting higher mileage out of these things and not having a problem. And I know a couple of guys that have rode these to Alaska, 15,000 miles of hard miles on this sucker, and haven't had any problems. So, you know, the bike is doing good. They're getting better with it, and you know, I'm happy that I own the bike. You know, of course, 6 months from now it could blow up. I mean, we'll do another video if that happens. But right now, I think the bike is great. It's well worth the. What in the world is this schmuck doing? You turn around in the parking lot, you dumb lady. What a schmuck. Oh my God. You see what you got to deal with. Always be on your toes. Well, with that, everybody, I hope you liked this video. And if you would, hit that like button, subscribe. And if you had any comments or questions, you know, hit me up down below, and I will address them as best I can with my thoughts on my 2022 Harley-Davidson Pan America. All right, with that, we'll catch you guys later.